Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for the ABC techniques again, and now we are on letter E, and I chose embossing powder. Okay, so let me show you what I did with the embossing powder. It's something different than we normally see, so let me show you what I did. Okay, I'm going to hold it up, so I'm going to stand up so I can make sure I'm in frame. Here we go. Okay, see the embossing powder? Can you see the different colors in it? Now this is also embossed, the flower, but it's just straight up embossing glaze. It's the Ranger embossing glaze, but this is mixed embossing powder, and that's what we're going to be making today. And I wanted to show you how it looks. It's the exact same powder, but you can see it here in this journal. You can see it behind the flower, which has also been embossed. But see, the powder is the exact same, but depending on what background color you use as to what color you get. These are the exact same powder, but it came out, one's darker and one's more of a brown vintagey color. And again, let me show you in the other ones. Okay, let me open up my journal here. Here we go. Exact same embossing powder, guys. Exact same. But see the difference that it makes on this one versus this one. It's amazing, right? It's just a difference in the background, but it's exact same embossing powder. And then the last one I have to show is this one. Let me open it. And again, it's exact same embossing powder, but it just shows up differently. Okay, and I will be showing you how I made each one of these. Okay, now this one I wanted to show you is a tuck spot. So I made it into a tuck spot in this journal. This one I made it into a side tuck pocket right here. This one is a full pocket, so it'd be straight down. And then this one is also a side tuck pocket. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Okay, so let me show you how I did this, okay? And at the end, there's going to be a bonus tip, okay? So we're going to do something a bonus thing at the end. So stay tuned to the end, guys. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is pull out our embossing glazes or embossing powders, okay? I've pulled out several different ones. I'm going to lay them down this way. Maybe you guys can see them easier and see what they are while I talk about it. And then this one is the black, but, oh, and this is just white that I bought. It's Wow embossing powder. Okay. So it's opaque, bright white. I would suggest you can use white. I think that's great, but you could also use, the new Ranger Flakes one, Crystal Flakes. That's right, Crystal Flakes. I think if you use the Crystal Flakes, you would get an even better result than what I'm going to do. If I had time, I would have ordered that and had it, and we could have used that, but I didn't have time. So I'm also going to need an embossing ink pad, okay? Or, you know, the dauber that would work, but I found the pad works the best. Also, if you want to, okay, we're going to try this with one. But if you want to, you can also use some archival ink. But this is just if you want to, okay? You don't have to. In order for me to get the different looks in my journals, I did use archival ink. And that's what changed my embossing powder look, was because each one, I used this one and the Viridian. I also used coffee, and I also used oh, here it is, the blue violet. Okay, so I used those four, excuse me. I used those four colors, and that's what changed the tint of the embossing powder. So you can use these. I'm going to use this one today, the blue violet, just so I can give you guys. Well, actually, let's try something new because I showed you the blue violet and the other. Let me just find one. Okay, so I'm going to use this one, the Rose Madder. I want to use pink. I haven't used that yet. And so I pulled that one out to use as well. And you need some kind of cardstock. That was another thing, was using different colored cardstock also made a difference. You can use the white, the cardstock, the brown cardstock, I'm sorry, black, and the vanilla. The black, it doesn't show up as well, but you could use it if you want to, but it doesn't show up very well. In fact, here, I'll show you. This is the black, and you can see it didn't show up very well. Hope you guys can see that very well. Yeah, it didn't show up on there very well, but it is very textury, so you just want some texture. Okay, so let's jump in, guys. So what I did was I created my own embossing powder. You can see it kind of needs stirred up. This one, it was the one that I used, and I have a lot left. I didn't make very much because I knew I was going to have a lot left, and I did a bunch of examples, and then I did the ones in the journal, and I still have a bunch left. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the side, and we're going to make up a new one. So I have an empty container, and I got these from Dollar Tree. I also got this little scoop spoon thing from Dollar Tree. Okay, so if you're using gold or like this embossing powder of this nature, don't add too much, okay? Be very sparing with it because it will shine through a lot. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm just going to add the colors that I want. I'm just going to add some of this. Just going to add it. You don't need very much at all. In fact, that's probably way too much, but yeah. It stores, so this is also good whenever you end up getting your embossing powders all mixed up together. Just store it, and this is a good way to use it. Okay, so we'll add pinches of green there. I'm going to add some. This one is Vintage Photo. I do have walnut stain, but I think I'm going to stick with the Vintage Photo look. Oops. And let's see. I think a touch of black, not too much because I don't want it to be overwhelming. That's probably too much, but everything I do is too much, but it's okay. All right, and then I'm going to add some white. Let me set that aside and add some white. You can come up with your own formulas and your own colors that you like. Just going to add a little bit of white. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay. And then I think I'm going to add some of this gold just to give it an extra punch. But like I said, don't add too much of this. It will come through and be too sparkly because it is very sparkly gold. Okay, then the thing, and this you're going to see at the end is my bonus. I made my own embossing powder. And I made orange because I didn't have any orange. And I wanted some orange in here to create like a rust effect. So yeah, I made my own. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop some of this orange in here. There we go. Yeah, I'm getting embossing powder everywhere. And so this is the bonus, guys. I'm going to be showing you how to make your own embossing powder at the end. Okay, where did my lid go? I have misplaced my lid. Oh, there, I found it. Okay, now I'm just going to put the lid on and shake it. You can see on the back. See, it's already getting mixed up. It's already... Now, I am getting more of an aqua color. As you can see, I'm looking... If you wanted more of a rust color, then you would definitely need to come back in and add more Vintage Photo into the mix here. So let's just go ahead and add a bit more Vintage Photo because I really want to get more of a rusty look. And I don't know why, but sometimes these containers, they get a little staticky. So that there's no liquid in here, but the static is keeping the powder sometimes on the top. So I like to shake them around a lot. Sorry, my face. Oh, I'm probably shaking the whole video. I'm so sorry. I'll keep my hands up off the desk. Okay, there we go. Yeah, now that's more what I was looking for. So you just keep mixing until you get what you're looking for. Can you guys see the texture in that? That beautiful? I love that. Okay, so, and you can use your spoon to stir it around too. All right, let's come back to that. Now I'm going to take my card here and I am just going to, oh, this is where, I'm sorry. So you won't need this if you use the ink, guys. Okay, I will be using the ink, but I'll be doing that in a minute. So instead, I'm going to, well, actually, I should probably use it now. Okay, so I'm going to use the ink, the pink, right now to show you. I'm just going to swipe it onto my card, just like this. And I like to leave it kind of a rusty look at the top so I don't get like that. There we go. I think that's good. And then I'm going to take a piece of paper, put the lid back on that. Okay, and then I'm going to sprinkle this straight over top of our ink. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to kind of move it around and tap it. I'll just capture it over here. There we go. And tap it off like that. I mean, you can already see that's going to be gorgeous, guys. Okay, let me pick up my embossing powder and put it back in. And you can see how it didn't really get mixed up in some areas, and that's okay too. You just have to keep mixing it and blending it together each time you add it back in here. So definitely give it a shake before you use it again. Okay, so now we are going to dry this. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my heat gun and set this. Okay, so that's embossed. It's all embossed. Now, if you want more coverage, you can go back in with your ink, or you can use your embossing pad, the clear, and go back in and cover it again, and then just keep embossing it until you get the look that you want. I actually like this look. I think that it looks kind of like wildflowers on a hillside. I think that's pretty, and I would just ink the top to match and then put a flower like I showed you in the journals. Or this is a great technique for cards, and you can add sentiments and things at the bottom. Okay, now so you can just keep doing this with different colors, okay? That's what I was trying to say. And you can make your own embossing mix. Okay, now let's get on to mixing our own, guys. It's so much fun. Let me set this off to the side so that I can bring over how to make our own. Okay, so this one was the one that I made, and it's orange. It does stick, but like I said, it's sticking because there's like some kind of static in there. And it does keep needing to be mixed up every time you use this. This needs mixed up every time, unlike the Rangers and stuff like that. But this is how you get your custom one. So I'm going to open up a new one. I am grabbing my white embossing powder. I'm just going to use this one instead of my WOW one, because this one isn't, this one's older. So there's no difference other than I just wanted to use this one up. So we are going to add some white embossing powder, or clear. You could use clear as well. So white or clear embossing powder. Okay, and then we are going to take our alcohol inks. I have some right here. We're going to take something out of here. I'm thinking pink, since we already have the rose madder out. I see I have flamingo. That would be good. I have shell pink. I think that would be lighter. What do you guys think? Oh, we got something called Deception. I think that might be a little bit strong. Yeah, let's just go with Flamingo. Okay, I think that sounds pretty. So I'm going to put this off to the side. And we're going to add a couple of drops of this. 1, 2. So just start with 2 drops. You could add more as you go. I got it all over me. Of course I did. But yeah, see, it creates this like little balls in there like that. That's okay because they mash up. So we just keep stirring them, and yeah, it's like kind of like food coloring in a way. Adding food coloring to sugar is kind of what this reminds me of. And you just keep mixing it up and smushing it with the back of the spoon. It's okay if it gets clumpy. That's okay too. I'm gonna put it back down here so I can see it, guys. Can't see it way up there. Yeah, see, it's changing. It's taking a minute, but it's definitely turning pink. And you just keep going until you get it completely the color you wanted. I think I ended up having to, for the orange, I ended up having to add 2. I mean, I had, yeah, 4 drops in the end is how many I had to add for that. I don't know if it was because I added more white or what. White powder. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on this and shake it and see if that mixes it up as well. Sorry, forgot about the table. So sorry. Okay. It's stuck in the corner there. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that works. And just shaking it seems to work better than the spoon. Oh, that's lovely, guys. I mean, I know it's kind of clumpy, but the more you shake it, the less clumpy it's going to be. And it adds a little bit of texture to your background. Okay, got some on the back of my spoon. I really like that color, that shell. It's very pale pink. But because I'm going to, well, actually, yeah, let's use white. I was going to use a manila, but let's use a white cardstock so I can show you what color that actually comes out to be. So let me see. I'm just going to tear a piece here. We'll just use this side. I'm going to go ahead and use the clear embossing pad so that you guys can easily see the color of the new embossing powder. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and smush it across like that. That actually gives a better coverage, I think, than the ink, but okay, we'll set that aside. Yeah, I could have really shaken this a lot more than I did, but that's okay. And so this technique is really good if you don't have a whole lot of, I got a fiber in there. If you don't have a lot of colors, embossing powders. There we go. So, okay, I'm going to pick up my embossing powder before I spill it everywhere and put it back in my jar. And move that off to the side, and now let's dry this one. Wow, look at that, guys. Can you guys see how neat that is? I love the colors in this shimmer. Yes, I love that. That is so pretty. And we made our own embossing powder. Okay, again, it needs stirred up more, shaken. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed this new embossing powder and the bonus part of making your own embossing too, actually, because we're actually making our own by mixing up a new color, mix blends, and just a straight up color. So that's kind of like making your own twice. So I love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and how you can use this, guys. How are you going to use this in your journals? I want to know. So I hope you guys have a blessed day.